Hi, this is Karen and welcome to video number 2, where we're going to be talking about how to get started on the My Story project. There are a ton of ways to organize your photos, and that is not the main purpose of this class, but we're going to touch on it just a little bit. What I did when I started My Story project was I took all of my photos, all the old photos I had from my parents, and I laid them out on a table. Well, they were in a box, and then I had different boxes labeled with each year, just small cardboard boxes, or you could even get like little plastic tins or Tupperware dishes or anything like that. Just label them with the year. And then what I did was I went through thank goodness my mother was really good at writing names and dates on photos most of the time. And so I would take the photos and I would put them in the box according to the year that they belonged to. And then when I was finished and I had photos left over, I kind of sorted through the box to see where they looked like they would belong. Like, was I wearing the same thing, or was I about the same age, or was my hair about the same, styled about the same way, until I had all my photos from birth to 5 organized. From 5 on, I had just put those in another box. I know the ideal thing is not to have to touch something more than once, but when I was sorting photos, it was really overwhelming to me to think, all these years that I was going to have to sort through. I wanted to sort through just 1 through 5 so I could pay attention to the story segment, early years, and then I'll get to the others later. That helped me not feel overwhelmed. So if you think that's a helpful tip for you, that's what I would recommend that you do. If you feel that you can't move forward until everything's organized, then that's your thing and that's what you need to do. So that's perfectly fine as well. Once you get your photos organized, you need to decide, am I going to write my story based on the photos that I have or based on the prompts that are in the My Story collection? You, of course, can interweave those, but let's just take a look at the first one. If I look at the photos that I have from 1 to 5, I can break them up into categories based on the titles that are in the My Story. You're not going to remember most of the things that happen between 1 and 5. And that's why I created the categories that I did in this first segment. Travel, you might have gone places when you were 0 to 5. You don't remember those, but you might want a record of where you've been. Actually, I never thought I had been to Washington, D.C., but when I was going through my photos, my parents took me there when I was 2 years old. It's a point of interest. I was surprised that I'd been there. And so it was really cool to see those pictures of me in Washington, D.C., someplace where I have been wanting to go. So you can use your photos to tell your story based on the category titles or looking at the prompts. Now let's go over to the prompts. You're reading the prompts. The first prompt, say there's one prompt about your birth story. Do you remember your birth story? Aha, I have a picture of my mom when she was pregnant. I have a picture of her when she came home from the hospital. I look at the picture where she's showing me to my brother for the first time, and I see the look on his face and how excited he is to see me. My mom looks tired. My dad looks so proud. There's a story there. There's a story for me to tell when I look at the picture, the things I think and the things I feel. So that would be the prompt-based way to do it. Choosing your photos based on the prompts rather than choosing the prompts based on your story. Again, it doesn't matter how you do it. It's just whatever is most comfortable to you. I know the story sorting process is going to take a little while. So while you're doing that, I'd like you to come up with a mission statement. I am doing this project for you, for your kids, for your parents, your sister, who you're making the project for, because I want them to remember what? I am creating this project for me because I want to know more about myself, and I think some of the pictures will tell me that. But I'm also creating this for my children as a legacy from me to them. I lost my mom when she was 44 and I was 22. I was just beginning to get to know her as a person and not as just a mom, my mom. And there are so many things that I don't know about her that I wish I did. It wasn't important to me at 22, really. I was just too, self-absorbed in my own life, as many of us may have been. But gosh, there are things I wish I knew now that I could ask and I can't. And so that's one of the reasons why this is such a project that's so close to my heart. So what is your mission statement? Think about it while you're sorting your photos, and I'll see you in the next video.